Hello and welcome to a 2v2 cast. Starting off, we have Phoenix Reborn playing as the Inquisitor. We have Forestradio tunneling his way already, playing as the Ravener Alpha. Where's he going to go? He's going to go towards the requisition point and make his way towards mid. For red team, we have Windu, who's already teleporting towards mid, and we have Rienfleche, who's also known as Aguxyz, playing as the Techmarine. Already, Scout's going to be backed away from that Ravener Alpha, just seeing each other. Scout's going to go behind some green cover and let Ravener Alpha take that contested power. Meanwhile, in mid, some Termagants pushing up here, going to be fighting the Warp Spider. They are behind some green cover. The Warp Spider also teleports behind some green cover. Although I don't think it's working as green cover. He's actually taking quite a lot of damage here from unupgraded Termagants. Already kills one model, but the Warp Spider is actually focusing down a model. Okay, that'll switch the model it's focusing down on. Can't seem to make up his mind which model he wants to focus. Does take down a second model before teleporting away at 175 HP.
Sir, power node is ready.
That does get quite a lot of XP though for solo killing two Termagants. Inquisitor here for Phoenix, going to be backing away from some Dire Avengers Sentinel coming in. I think she's trying to sit behind some green cover but unable to actually properly get behind it. Dire Avengers are going to be forced away by the Sentinel, do not want any part of that whatsoever. Windu going for a very fast tier 1.5 unit, only going for a single Dire Avenger and single Banshee squad total, which means that he has put down some, or may have put down the power nodes there for Agu. But Aguxyz is going to be running in here with his Tactical Marines and Banshees coming in here with Windu for some support. The Tactical Marines were forcing melee on that Ravener, decides to switch over to the Termagants, but the Tactical Marines now going to be switching back to the Ravener Alpha. Tactical Marine's not the best at meleeing down Ravener Alpha. I'm not sure how much damage the default weapon does, but he does need to be careful because he might lose a Tactical Marine model. But the Ravener Alpha going to get forced away here. Homogod's coming in from the side, trying to eat up these scouts, but Phoenix coming in mid. He's definitely going to lose some Tactical Marine models here. Aguxyz needs to back away his Tactical Marines here. He does lose one model. Hammer the Witch is going to be taking down a second model here. Quite a big loss there for Aguxyz in the very first engagement. Sentinel Stomp going to be countering these Banshees before they are able to get into combat here. Phoenix should be able to hold his position. Sentinel going to be running over the cover that the Techmarine is sitting behind, and Guardsman will be able to win that fight against the Techmarine, although they will bleed some models, but Guardsman bleeding models doesn't really matter too much compared to nearly losing a hero. And it's worth it since you gain map control for winning the engagement. Scouts of Aguxyz on that right hand side going to be doing some sneaky capping, maybe take out this tunnel in fact of Forest. However, only to be met by the Ravener Alpha, and some time got some Barb Strangler Warriors hit for Forest. Kind of surprised about Barb Strangler Warriors, to be honest. Would have thought that he might kept his Warriors by default, so that you can get a set of Raveners out a bit quicker, or get some upgrades out for his Termagants and Homogons a little bit quicker. On the right hand side, Devastators are set up, and Forest doesn't actually have anything in particular to counter that. I don't think it's got any upgrades. Like, no upgrades on the Ravener Alpha. Yeah, you can always get the Ravener Alpha upgrade, so you can actually borrow him and use him to break suppression instead. Makes him stealthed. Well, he's underground, but you do need detection to actually find him. And for Aguxyz, we have the Mastercrafted Bolter. That tunnel will get killed before the Ravener is able to finish it. I don't think he pops out the other side, does he? No. He just pops out from where he built that original tunnel at. Dire Avengers and Banshees here. Banshees fleeting in here, but Banshees not going to chase any further against the Inquisitor in mid. Blue team just holding the area. Guarded Weapons team though set up, and Aguxyz is also coming in from the right hand side. Sentinel's just going to walk up and stomp that Guardian Weapons team. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, the Inquisitor will get forced away, and Windu will be coming in through that left hand passageway. Sentinel though very tanky, will be able to survive unless the Banshees really focus it down. And also Aguxyz coming in at the same time. Warrior's getting suppressed here, but Warrior's able to get a shot off. And here's that burrowed, which I was talking about, the hardened carapace. You can see him that he was burrowed, but Aguxyz with double scout sergeants easily able to detect that. Guardsman going to be forced away here for Phoenix. The Sentinel actually might go down here. The Sentinel is getting really caught out here. The Warp Spider will be able to finish him off, and Aguxyz will be able to carry on pushing through mid. Meanwhile, Forest is coming in against Windu. And we have the advanced targeters on that Warp Spider as well. But Forest will need to be careful. Double grenades on retreat here with these double scout sergeants. If he mass retreats, then he will make it even easier for Aguxyz to actually hit him with some retreat grenades here, and And Aguxyz messed up the grenade. That was a shame. Could have seen a really good grenade there. Heavy weapons team though going to be decapping the the VP here of Wise Windu, although it's meant to be the natural for Phoenix. But they need to reset up scout grenades. Well, one of them's on cooldown, the other one did get cancelled mid-throw. Mastercrafted bolts that make sure that they get suppressed so they can't even fire back. Hammer the Witches onto the Warp Spider, not low enough to actually go down, but it was just there to stun him so he couldn't tie up that heavy weapons team any further. Scouts getting ready to throw a grenade, I think. They must have a grenade for it. Yep, they do. You can see the energy going down when they wanted to throw. Initially, they tried to throw one on the back of the guardsman, trying to force them to go backwards, but the guardsman actually pushed forwards instead. That could be a dead scout squad here. 35 HP. We'll be able to get away. Hammer of the Witches was available. That scout squad would have definitely have gone down. Meanwhile, Forest is actually pushing onto the natural power of Red Team here. Both the generator farms very close together on the map of Calderas Refinery. So if you bash one generator farm, the other one is definitely in risk of going down at the same time. Where Tyranids don't really have a dedicated bashing unit, so such as like say Noise Marines for example, or Flamers, so generator farms will go down fairly quick, but not too quick. The Guided Weapons team here from Wise Windu is set up. There's also a tunnel to the right of that Guided Weapons team, although not really able to focus it down. Ravna will interrupt there, but you can see him burrowing, popping out the ground. Barb Strangler Warrior is also going to be suppressing that Guardian Weapons team. Techmarine is coming in here with his Mastercrafted bolts. He's going to try and force melee onto these warriors, but he's forced to back away. Meanwhile, Windu is actually bashing the generator farm as well of blue team. Grenade does get thrown and will actually slightly miss as as a heavy weapons team does move forward to actually dodge it. But Aguxyz now coming out of the base with his Devastators, Double Scouts and Tactical Marines, going to be bleeding a lot of Termagant models here. These Termagants still suppressed ever so slightly. I'm surprised they're still suppressed. But Chimera coming out here for Phoenix. He is the first person to be tier 2. Everyone else is still mid-tech. Warp Spider does teleport away before he gets hit by the Hammer of the Witches. Also upgraded with the Entangling Web. Combines very well with the grenade from the Dire Avengers. Can force a definite retreat. Maybe not necessarily against Guardsman squad, but against a heavy weapons team can definitely force a retreat, because that's the only way you can actually move your squad when you're entangled. But the Chimera definitely spotted now, and Forest is also coming onto the left hand side here. There's also a generator here for Windu that will go down. Tunnels are getting built here for Phoenix to maybe use, but I'm not sure how well Guardsman interacts with tunnels. I think it's similar to how Guardsman reacts with Eldar webway gates, that sometimes they do bug out a little bit, so I'm not sure if Phoenix will actually use them. But it looks like both players are grouping up for Red Team, and we could have a 2v2 fight coming in here on this contested power area. The Inquisitor taking a lot of damage. She actually has the crossbow pistol. We also have the heavy weapons team set up here with a refractor shield. It means the lead model does take 50% less range damage and also cannot be knocked back. Very useful upgrade. Extremely useful upgrade, in fact. But we do actually have another AV here. Guardian Weapons team remaining in its regular Shuriken catapult form. I think it's called a Shuriken catapult or a Shuriken cannon, I'm not too sure. But on the Ravna Alpha we also have the Corrosive Devourer. We have the Zoanthrope coming out as well to break the Devastators, I would imagine. Zoanthrope I think got a cost reduction as well from 60 power to 50 power. After in 2.5 it did get increased. Some Tactical Marines that are going to get forced off. Do take down a Warrior model. No Synapse Bomb going off since the Termagants did exit the tunnel after the model did go down. 289 VPs to 455. We have some Scouts coming in here. Zoanthrope does need to be a bit careful. It's a bit exposed right now. It's trying to run towards the Chimera. Shield nearly going to go down. The Whirlwind's going to knock it onto the ground. Scouts going to come in here. Grenade cannot get in position though. Scouts might go down here though for Aguxyz 11 HP. But Banshee's also fleeting in here in mid. Heavy weapons team does need to be a bit careful. Actually managed to get inside the Chimera. The Scouts for Aguxyz did live overall on 11 HP. Chimera still backing away. Heavy melee Exarch and a Falcon chasing it. Do need to be very careful. It's showing rear armor. I was going to show rear armor in a second now. I don't think the Falcon can really chase any further. We do have some Ogrins coming out of Phoenix's base, and this generator farm is in a bit of trouble right now. Forest also forced away on that right hand side. Ravna Alpha, I'm not really sure where he's going, but he's stealthed it. He's actually going to go and trade Whirlwind Snipe actually. He does have that Corrosive Devourer. He can do a lot of damage to vehicles, especially with I can't remember the ability's name, but it does do an extra 250% damage to vehicles. He does not actually have enough damage though, especially with Scout support and Whirlwind being able to fire. Warp Spider trying to back away. We also have a Hail Fury Strike onto that Guided Weapons team. The Falcon needs to back away so the Guided Weapons team can get inside, but doesn't actually do that. Ogryn's trying to chase down on retreat, going to start focusing down that Falcon instead. Warp Spider, where is he gone? He is retreating away, teleported away. That Falcon is so low right now, 50 HP. The Ogryn's getting suppressed here by the Banshees. Need to get some emergency repairs. The Scouts and Techmarine are on their way to actually repair. Banshees losing the fight to Ogryn's as well when driving in very aggressively here. Going to go after that Chimera, doing a lot of damage. The Hunter Seeker missile doing a lot of damage. Zoanthrope going to try and use its focus Warp Blast into the Whirlwind and it will land, but does no longer doesn't snare anymore. Also Cannon Heavy Weapons team going to be set up here. That's going to be a dead Inquisitor. Grenade actually getting thrown onto her as well, even though it does a little bit of friendly fire damage, but does get her killed in the end. Warriors forced away. Zoanthrope still doing what it can. Taking a lot of damage here from the Falcon, needs to back away. 60 HP. In fact, you could chase this down. It's 50 HP, but also Cannon Heavy Weapons team is resetting up. Guardsman trying to go in for a decap here. Grenades are on cooldown right now for both players. Wise Windu might have a plasma grenade available. The Whirlwind is going to try and do what it can, but the Whirlwind very inaccurate though. Can sometimes miss its target completely with all 6 missiles, can be very infuriating. The Falcon driving in though, only to be met by that Orsa Cannon. Ogryn's back on the field. Techmarine is trying to repair. Dire Avengers also trying to repair, but they're taking a bit of damage there from that Orsa Cannon. On the right hand side, Termagant's capping. Ravna Alpha is also burrowed here. It doesn't cost energy to actually move around while burrowed, it just costs the initial burrow energy. Meanwhile on the left hand side, Banshee is going to be fighting Ogryn's here. Banshee's going to be running away from Ogryn's, don't want any part of that whatsoever. Warp Spider going in for a cheeky decap here. We'll be able to get it, but we'll need to teleport away here. But Banshee's actually going to be coming in here, going to be engaging the Guardsmen. Those Guardsmen need to get inside the Chimera. The Chimera needs to back up so the Guardsmen can actually get inside of it. Warp Spider will get forced away though. Did it entangle the Ogryn's, but the Ogryn's no longer entangled. Wraithguard, they need to back away right now before the Ogryn's tie them up. They might lose a model on retreat. And Forest is coming back in towards mid, but Aguxyz looks like he might be able to cap this. The Heavy Weapons team, okay, does actually get vision and is able to fire away onto that VP. Wraithguard squad seems to have got away without losing a single model. Ogryn's didn't chase too far in. They will lose a model here though, these Ogryn's, if they're not careful. 177 VPs to 455. Game very much in red team's favour right now. Although Forest tier 3 asking if she should go for a Swarm Lord or a Khan effects. Tactical Marines taking a lot of damage here. They do lose their Sergeant, do lose 3 models in fact, including the Sergeant. Plasma Devs also set up, going to be landing a shot onto these Termagants. Falcon driving in extremely aggressively here. Ogryn's back at base, no AV here for Phoenix. Grenade getting thrown onto the Chimera here. Rear armor hit, although not doing too much damage. I thought it would actually do a little bit more damage. Pretty sure it does a bit more damage if you throw it closer towards the sensor rather than closer to rear armor, or you kind of want to throw it like, I don't know. You want to throw it so that the grenade does sit like literally on top of the Chimera itself, but not too far back. But Wraithguard squad, sorry, coming in mid. They do have a Warlock leading them. The Warp Spider doesn't have the same bonuses as the Warlock of Farseer, where you can actually get away without having a Warlock. So you do need that Warlock upgrade onto the Wraithguard squad so that you can actually get the bonuses of extra movement speed. Chimera though, both players kind of just waiting really. Swarm Lord is coming out though for Forest, and we have a Predator coming out for Aguxyz. Manticore Strike coming in onto that Techmarine. Both teams just denying each other this VP right now. It's going to boil down to a massive fight at some point. Ravna Alpha just sat here, stealthed, or underground, and also stealthed I guess. Techmarine needs to be careful, he's taking a lot of damage. Plasma Devs and the Whirlwind going to prevent blue team from going in for that VP. The Zoanthrope and the massive amount of range damage going to stop red team going in for that VP, so we can actually see a bit of side action going on here. Wise Windu on the right hand side here, doing some capping on the contested power. We have the Ravna Alpha on the left hand side just doing some scouting really. Plasma Dev's going to get a very nice shot onto these guys. I'm going to force them away. Killing 5 models. Whirlwind trying to do a bit of retreat killing, but Whirlwind not the best at retreat killing though. D-cannon coming in here for Windu. Windu also forced to back away from that right hand side. Does get a decap onto the power and onto the requisition. But both sides just extremely set up and bunkered down right now. But the Swarm Lord is out on the field right now. You can actually reinforce from the Swarm Lord, as far as I know. So this is going to be a massive pain, especially as IG can also reinforce from the Swarm Lord, I think. But the Swarm Lord is just going to be leading the charge in, and the more units surrounding the Swarm Lord, the harder it is to kill, especially when it does this drain life ability. Look how much damage it's going to take, but look how much damage it is going to heal up. We also have Ravna Alpha coming in from the left hand side. He will go down if not careful. We also have a Ravna call-in, or without number getting called in. I think it's without number though. Yep, without number it gets called in. Predator getting chased all the way back here, trying to get that last cannon upgrade, but getting meleeed down by the Swarm Lord, doing a lot of damage actually to that Swarm Lord. Swarm Lord is vehicle armor, 2000 HP of vehicle armor, so it's actually quite vulnerable if you can burst it down, but the drain life ability is what makes it so annoying. Although the drain life ability is on cooldown, so the Swarm Lord is going to be running away. Missile launcher tactical marines here as well. The Swarm Lord does need to be careful. The Zoanthrope getting knocked down, needs to turn the shield on, needs to do a focused warp blast onto this Predator to help do some damage and focus it down. Warriors trying to get some hits onto it. Scouts going to be shotgun blasting the Warriors away. The crossbow pistol going to be snaring Scouts into place. That is a dead set. Termagant squad. The Wraithguard landing a nice salvo there. Scouts backing away. Predator preparing up with the blessing of the Omnizai Falcon with the energy shield bubble. Blue team are able to actually cap that mid area, but red team might be counter pushing back right now. Wraithguard trying to push in here with that Falcon support. Devastators need to set up further forward. Zoanthrope still trying to do what it can from range, also giving a healing aura. Still level 1 actually. I thought it might have leveled up to level 2 by now, but with such a large Tyranid army, the experience is shared so much. Tactical Marines here do need to be a bit careful, unable to actually get the cap onto that contested requisition point. Blue team able to actually cap the center area, and now red team will need to counter push at some point if they hope to win the game, or they might just slowly bleed out. But they're on 400 VP, so they can definitely take their time. Scouts going to be stealthed here. I don't think they're going to attempt to go in for that VP cap, are they? Oh, wow, that D cannon shot. Where's that D cannon? That was over here. Wow, that D cannon shot was really on point, forcing the forcing the heavy weapons team to actually reset up elsewhere. Banshees coming in here though, going to force away double guardsman. D cannon doing some more shots here in the fog of war, but actually missing. Red team able to actually get a decap. Plasma Devastators gain some shots onto the Chimera. The Zoanthrope actually getting marked targeted there by the Techmarine, but not able to actually finish off the Zoanthrope. The Warp Spider here taking a lot of damage from Ogren's. Only 3 models getting us around here, trying to charge in onto that Warp Spider as well to knock him down so he can't teleport any further. Some very nice stuff there by Phoenix. We'll be able to actually kill that Warp Spider in the end. And I don't think that Aguxyz will go in for a res, especially when he's this low and having to run back to base to get some extra health. Falcon just sitting here with his energy shield up. Just got like lines of armies just sitting up here waiting for both players to just engage. But red team, I think, has the advantage in terms of artillery. Manticore is not as effective compared to P-Devs or a D-Cannon or a Whirlwind combined. We also have the Zoanthrope as well as artillery for a blue team, but I think the Whirlwind D-Cannon P-Dev combo is a bit more annoying in comparison to the Zoan Manticore. Zoan Manticore, kind of more bursty, I guess. But the Swarm Lord is back up to full health and is leading the charge in, but it's taking already a lot of damage. But it needs to go into the center of the army and start draining life from all the units, and it will heal back up to full health, and that is what makes the Swarm Lord so annoying to deal with. Although that Predator is taking a lot of damage, Homagon's trying to get some rear armor hits. The Corrosive Varrow on that Ravna Alpha is doing a lot of damage. Here's that drain life ability, you can see it healing up so much. There's also a singularity on Rashri that's going to kill some Termagants here. It actually doesn't kill any Termagants. We also have a Manticore strike coming down here onto the artillery here. That is going to be a dead Whirlwind. Rear armor hits from that Swarm Lord. D-Cannon also going to be going down here. Wraithguard squad being able to barely get away here. Shotgun Scouts do need to be a bit careful. We also have some Devastator set up. That Swarm Lord might go down. Ravna might need to go and tie that up with melee. Predators actually run back to Windu's base here. In fact, the Fire Prism here for Windu, very short-lived, is actually going to go down already. Health Fury Strike onto a Guardian Weapons team. That Inquisitor will go down, does have the Melter Pistol, the Inferno Pistol. Guardian Weapons team going to be forced away. Swarm Lord did live. Falcon coming back in here. Level 3 Chimera still on the field. Guardsmen are reinforcing. Guardsmen with their Commissar upgrade, no Plasma Gun upgrade. Plasma Gun upgrade might be okay here, especially against Eldar setup teams, since they are heavy infantry and do share the damage amongst the retinue of the Guardians. A Banshee is going to be coming in here. You can see that dead Whirlwind corpse, I don't know what you'd call it, wreckage on the ground there. Falcon going to be pushing forward. Guardsmen going to be jumping inside that Chimera. Banshee's going to be switching targets to the Chimera since there's nothing else to focus. That Zoanthrope though is a bit vulnerable right now. Banshee's trying to jump onto it, does have that shield still up so it can't be knocked back just yet. Is retreating away, a couple more hits and that thing will go down. One more hit in fact, 2 more hits. Zoanthrope does go down, Manticore Strike onto the Falcon. The fight's been going so long that you can actually Manticore Strike twice in a row here. Oh wow, I was actually going to take down the Aguxyz Predator. That's a massive loss there. That was a fully upgraded Predator as well. It had the improved armor placing and also had the Twin Link Last Cannon, and it was doing so well against the Swarm Lord, which is currently in base, still alive. Banshee's back up to 6 models, still reinforcing from that Falcon. Chimera though, very low at 92 HP. Guardsman going to be exiting it. I need to do some repairs on it. Falcon regenerating some energy since it did lose a lot of its energy shield in that fight, but the energy shield will regenerate fairly quickly. You can actually look at the health, the energy regen right now, it's actually quite sick. Inquisitor in a very risky place right now, but Forrest says that he will try and res. He can actually infiltrate himself, or has infiltrated himself by burrowing underground here. So we'll be able to do that. Some Stormtroopers getting called in here for Phoenix. They are infiltrated here, but going to get forced away here, still infiltrated as part of the Stormtrooper call-in for the Inquisitor. Phoenix Reborn actually still tier 2. Doesn't actually have enough requisition to tech up to tier 3, but an extended tier 2 might hurt as the game progresses, although I think everyone's got the tier 3 units that they want by now. Very nice grenade here from Gux. Is going to be doing a lot of damage to these Termagants and Harmagants. I actually thought it would do a little bit more though for some reason. But Devastator's getting pulled off. We also have a Manticore Strike going down here, doing a little bit of friendly fire damage. This is a dead Last Cannon Devastator squad now. Help out that Swarm Lord by a lot. Swarm Lord doesn't need to worry about getting slowed down by a Last Cannon anymore. A Predator coming back out once again for a Aguxyz, although Predator unupgraded right now will not be as effective against Swarm Lord, but will be more effective against this infantry here. Swarm Lord though being so irritating for Red Team right now. 60 VPs to 366. Red Team do have a lot of VPs in terms of they have the VP advantage really, but Blue Team I'd say has the army advantage. Their army is just stronger combined, or the Tyranid army especially with that Swarm Lord. The Swarm Lord has just been such a pain to deal with. And maybe Wise Windu should get a Warp Spider squad. I'm pretty sure the Haywire Grenade does affect the Swarm Lord. And I think a Haywire Grenade is what they need to actually take this monster down, because it is genuinely being such a pain. These Termagants though, taking a lot of damage, are reinforcing from the Swarm Lord but not reinforcing enough. The Lictor are very aggressive here, considering there's double shotgun scouts here. They could actually turn shotgun blast and try and finish off that Lictor. Lictor will be forced off in the end. Swarm Lord though is just still full of health. It did use the Drain Life ability and was healing from the scouts and tactical marines here. Lictor though getting chased down by some Banshees, will not go down. 100 HP. Banshees are not quick enough. That Lictor is just too fast on retreat. But Windu's actually going to be pushing in mid. Does need to be careful because there is a Swarm Lord in his rear. We also have a Manticore Strike. You can see everyone trying to get inside that Falcon. I don't know if the Falcon's got enough room for... Okay, it does actually have enough room. You can now exit, but Banshee's coming in from the flank here, although there's nothing for them to reinforce. They're trying to fight this Manticore, and Exarch is going to come in. That's going to make it a very one fight here. That one more hit, yep, Manticore will go down. Banshees do need to back away. They do have Ogrins on their retreat path though. That could be a dead Banshee squad. They do have the Exarch still alive, but the Exarch is not that tanky. The Exarch taking a lot of damage here, 5 HP, 1 HP. Ogrins don't have their ranged weapon when they charge in. The entangling web will actually save the Banshees overall here. Viper is going to be knocking them down just to put insult to injury. Yeah, that's the problem. When you charge in with Ogrins, they forget how to fire their secondary weapon, their guns, the Ripper guns. If he did not charge in, he would have actually finished off the Banshees, who are on just 1 HP. Predator fully upgraded here with the Twin Link Last Cannon level 2 as well. Termagant's going to be pushing in. Fire Prism and Falcon going to be kiting them away. Guardsman going to be forced away. Also Cannon set up, but it's not actually got range for anything right now. It might have some range for this Techmarine in a second. Scout's going to go in for a decap here. 47 VPs to 286. We have the Lictor here on that right hand side going to go in for a sneak cap. And Guardsman will be forced away. Chimera has gone down as well to that Twin Linked Predator. We also have the Orb of the Omnissiah here, and if that affects the Swarmlord will need to be carefully. Orb of the Omnissiah is probably the strongest snare in the game with 12 seconds, and I believe it also disables weapons. I'm not actually sure about disabling weapons actually. It just says disable vehicles. I'm not sure if that includes weapons like the Haywire Grenade, but 12 seconds of the Swarmlord being snared in place should be more than enough time to try and kill it down, especially with this Twin Linked Predator, which is level 2. It's doing so much damage. And with level 3 Missile Launcher Tactical Marines, Fire Prism, Falcon, Wraithguard, there's a lot of AV here for blue team to try and take down the Swarmlord with a 12-second stun, if Aguxyz can land it. But we have a second Predator coming up for Aguxyz, which is a nice choice. Techmarine able to support multiple vehicles at once with the Blessing of the Omnissiah. Although he doesn't actually does have enough red, 151 I believe the ability costs 150 red. Can repair all vehicles on the map, including allied vehicles, so this does actually affect Windu as well. Fire Prism, they're going to land a nice shot with that dispersed beam onto the Guardsman, taking down multiple models here. In fact, taking a lot of damage, these Guardsmen. But we have the Swarmlord push coming in mid. Plasma Devs just retreating away straight away. They don't actually have time to, oh no, these Wraithguard are very dead right now. Plus the Fire Prism can do some very flashy knockbacks right now. In fact, they will look like they will live. The Inquisitor though gains some rear armor hits onto that Fire Prism, will be able to barely live there. Swarmlord does retreat back towards mid. Venom Brood going to be doing some capturing right now. The Orb of the Omnissiah is thrown onto the ground. It does actually miss the Swarmlord. Should have maybe waited until the Swarmlord was actually tying something up in melee and just thrown it at the feet of that unit. With the exception of your own Predator, of course. But the Swarmlord is actually regenerating health. It's sprinting in here onto these Missile Launch Tactical Marines, but the double Predators here should be able to chase this down. Humguns are trying to tie up the Predators here, and the Predators should be able to ignore it for the most part, but there is a Venom Brood here. But I don't think Blessing of the Omnissiah is Blessing of the Omnissiah is active, but because this Predator was full health when the ability started, I don't think it actually benefits from it. Swarmlord is trying to get chased down by these Predators here. Guardsman coming in as well. The autocannon might need to switch sides. The Predators getting caught on each other. Just let the last Predator chase. Last Predator is all that needs to be chasing, I think. The targeting priorities are so messed up here. It just needs to hit the Swarmlord instead of hitting the Hummerguns instead. Okay, the Swarmlord should go down. One more hit. Aguxyz just needs to drive in slightly. Just drive in slightly. 100 HP Swarmlord is unable to actually do so and will be backing away. Guardsman still set up here. Also cannon has now turned, but the also cannon doesn't actually have enough of an arc here. That could be a dead bunker. I don't think it's actually repairing or reinforcing at all. I'd imagine it's going to be a reinforcement bunker though. Bunker does go down. Predator is level 3 now, but this Predator might be a bit screwed. It does have Ogrins and an Inquisitor with an Inferno pistol. Here, it needs to just drive. It just needs to just try and drive through. Okay, it's going to try and move. It's going to get meleeed down by some Ogrins here. We also have some Seer Council doing a lot of work here against some Venom Brood. Seer Council will be really nice at popping Warrior models and Venom Brood models. 200 power melee DPS, very effective against heavy infantry. That's going to be a dead Predator. The Inquisitor with the Inferno pistol just doing so much work. Only level 3 as well, surprisingly. I thought she might be a bit more level than that. That's some massive losses there for Aguxyz. Wasn't able to take down the Swarmlord, did lose the double Preds. Ogren's also going to be stealthed here. Tyranids formation going to be going down in mid. Tactical Marines, Dire Avengers going to be forced away. Seer Council going to be jumping onto a heavy weapons team here. Although I can't really see it. It's actually going to be able to take it out completely. Seer Council doing a lot of work, and they're only just on the field already. Fire Prism going to be knocking down these Ogrins on their feet. Seer Council might be able to kill them on retreat, but they're going to go in for the Inquisitor instead. Seer Council now level 2. Ogren model will die to the Fire Prism on retreat. Warp Spider going to go in for the cap. 47 VPs to 169. Scouts going to be stealthing here as well. Guardsman just going to be defending that left hand VP. Swarmlord coming back in once again. Plasma Devastator's going to be doing some shots. Seer Council fighting these Homogons, but the Swarm Lord going to be fighting the Seer Council, and Eldritch Storm going to go down here, going to catch out some Termagants, I'd imagine, going to catch out the Homogons on retreat. Seer Council need to enter that Falcon. Orb the Omnizar getting thrown once again, but is going to miss. Warp Spider is going to go down before he's able to actually finish off that cap. The marked target getting used onto the Swarm Lord. Swarm Lord going to be taking an extra 40% damage hit. Will be forced away at 900 HP. The Drain Life ability is on cooldown as well. Guardsmen are going to be coming in here as well, but Guardsmen unsupported will not be able to do too much with the amounts of vehicles on the map. Level 7 Techmarine now. Another Predator here for Aguxyz. This is his 4th one, I believe now. The Elixir taking a lot of damage. Could see a retreat grenade. A retreat grenade onto that Elixir would be a very nice hit. It was a very nice retreat grenade. Elixir will go down here. Tactical Marines do need to go in for the cap though. Need to try and bleed blue team as quickly as possible, since they do have the VP lead. The blue team very low on VPs and have been throughout the majority of this game. 47 VPs to 145 without number getting called in once again onto this blob here of Aguxyz. The grenade actually getting thrown, very nicely done. Will not be enough to actually finish off the squads, because the squads are very split apart, or not that grouped up together, but doing a lot of damage. We also have Singularity going to go down, but I don't know if the Decan's going to get tied up in time. It will get tied up in time, so I don't think the Singularity... Okay, it will actually go off. Wow. Doing a lot of damage there. Fire Prism might be able to kill these warriors here. 100 HP. 60 HP. Heavy Weapons team has set up. Plasma Grenade going to go down. Dire Avengers forced away. Ogre is going to be sprinting in here. Energy Shield still up on that Falcon though. It's level 4 as well, so that energy shield is massive. The Inquisitor back up once again. Does need to be a bit careful. She's taking a lot of damage here. Ogren's going to try and fight this Falcon. 23 VPs for blue team, 145 for red team. The Ogren's coming in here, going to be fighting that Guardian Weapons team, which is going to be retreating back to base. Double Shotgun Scouts coming in. Should be able to shotgun blast these Ogres. Predator also in need of some repairs here for Aguxyz. Needs some upgrades as well. Doesn't actually have the reinforced armor or the Twin Link Last Cannon here. Twin Link Last Cannon will still be useful for fighting the Swarm Lord, but the Predator taking a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. Going to be showing rear arm to the Swarm Lord. Whereas the Techmarine, we need the Orb of the Omnizar to actually come in here. That is going to be a dead Predator, is it? It's going to, go down. Swarm Lord with some rear arm hits. Decan going to be trying to set up. Swarm Lord coming in still. Going to be tying up those Wraithguard. Fire Prism needs to switch to the Focus Beam. We have some Melter Stormtroopers coming in here for the flank as well, though they're going to be met by some Shotgun Scouts, or detected by some Shotgun Scouts. D-Cannon taking a lot of damage from that Hellfree Strike. Needs to be retreating back to base. Dire Avengers also retreating back to base. Forest and Phoenix able to push here. Also reinforced from the Swarm Lord. I believe that IG can also reinforce from the Swarm Lord. Plasma Devastator is going to be landing a shot even with the elevation against their favour. Orb of the Omnizar does not look like it hit the Swarm Lord. That orb has been missing quite a lot this game. Although an Eldritch Storm going to go down. Very nice Eldritch Storm hit. Oh wow. Oh no, the Falcon actually got hit, so it can't chase any further. The Warrior, or the Venom Brood, sorry, are actually going to be able to live here. The Lictor repurchased here for Forest is actually going to be jumping into combat here. That Falcon is stunned in place, and it's not allowing the vehicles to move forward because it's path blocking those vehicles. Fire Prisms are going to be doing a lot of damage to this. Also Cannon Heavy Weapons team, Wraithguard coming in. Plasma Devastator's going to finish off that Heavy Weapons team. Very nice shot there by Aguxyz. Aguxyz is going to be pushing in with the Predator level 2 now. It does actually... I think this is his 5th or 6th Predator now. He's been through so many this game. But Warrior's going to be trying to tie that Predator up in melee. 21 VPs to 101. It's currently a 1-1 cap. Actually, no, it's going to be a 1-0 cap here for blue team, as the Inquisitor is on that left-hand side capping. Needs to keep attention though to his guardsman in mid-Seer Council on retreat. Going to be doing a... Wow, that leap done a lot of damage here. Ogren's capping this left hand side with the Inquisitor capping here. It's going to be a 2-1 cap. Red team do need to send a unit off to the right hand side, or onto the left hand side, or on both sides in fact, and just try and cap. 21 VPs here for blue team. A triple cap will win them the game if they can actually hold it for just even a second. I think Seer Council should be able to win easily against Ogren's. Ogren's super heavy infantry, but only 1,000, actually 2,000 HP. Seer Council doing power melee. They're actually just going to go in for the cap instead of actually fighting here. I think they should have maybe just decided to fight instead. Orb the Omnizar are going to be thrown onto the Lictor there. Does also drain energy on top of snaring vehicles, very effective, so the Lictor cannot do any capping. Venom Brood going to get caught out by Singularity here though. Going to be taking down a model health free strike onto some plasma devastators and onto a D-cannon Dire Avengers. Some melter stormtroopers though going to be coming in. Red team able to recap their natural VP. Blue team going to be forced off that left hand side. Blue team also able to hold this VP as well. Ogrins look like they're ready to come in for a flank hit. And blue team bleeding VPs. Swarmlord, where is the Swarmlord? It is coming back in for some more action. Look at how much power people have got saved up. Phoenix having the most power saved up at 1,777 power. Warrior Brood coming in here without number, also getting called. Shotgun Blast going to be coming down here. I don't think that Forest is able to get the cap in time. I think this is actually going to be game. Warrior is trying to desperately go for the cap, but it's not going to be enough. Red team will actually be able to win the game after so many pushes with the Swarmlord here by Forest and so many Predators dying here for Aguxyz. Red team will actually be able to get the VP advantage. They did have a massive VP advantage, and blue team were trying to work from a VP deficit throughout the entire game, and unfortunately that VP deficit is going to bite them in the behind, and they are going to lose on terms of VPs. But that Swarmlord though probably deserves a medal for doing so much work throughout that game and just living the entire time as well, not going down at all. How annoying of that Swarmlord, but red team will win.